Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a real professional kids entertainer? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly the little tiny details that I know what to do to make sure that I get a 5-star review and also get people coming back for more to book me. Let's go! I want to show you this right now because when I was a school teacher and I was doing this on the weekend, I actually asked 2 magicians in my local magic society if I could go around and see their magic show. And they said, no, piss off. They didn't say piss off, but I just did that for effect. So I literally had no idea what they actually did apart from my brain and my rendition of what I thought a professional kids entertainer did, which is actually quite good because sometimes it's nice to start from scratch because then you're not going on top of somebody else's idea. And you might even have a better idea. Saying that though, it's harder. So I'm going to tell you my bit. You can chuck out the bits you hate, keep the bits you love and improve on those. Now my journey of being a full-time kids entertainer has really come up and down. What I thought I was correct on years ago is certainly not what I believe now. I'm a lot more relaxed now than I used to be like 20 years ago. It reminds me of being like a surfer on this big wave. And when you're new, you've got to start out and you start out very technical and expecting if you put the foot right here, then you are going to be sailing down that sail. But in reality, it doesn't work like that. When you see the professional surfers, they literally look like they could be standing up, just drinking wine and eating cheese on a big silver platter, just going through one of those barrel waves. They look like they do it easily. That's experience because they already know what's going to happen in the front because they've done it thousands of times. So if you find that you're having problems in some of your shows like Control or Laughter, welcome to the club. That's part of it. Good luck. Do it 1,000 more times and you won't have that problem. But it's also good to know from a professional entertainer what you can do just to minimize that time frame. So from the very beginning, the very beginning, BC beginning. We'll forget about the marketing. You know I'm always on about the marketing, but from the phone call, that's the part that you get the 5-star show. When they phone up, you need to be on the phone. Hello, Super Party Hero, Stephanie speaking. Don't let it go to voicemail because they normally phone about 3 or 4 other people. And do you know what? The other person's your competition. It's me. And I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to woo them with my beautiful big and I'm going to woo them with my beautiful English charm. Oh, that's so funny. And they'll think, my goodness, this lady is my dream. Book you, book you, book you. And then you'll be back on the phone trying to get hold of them. They'll be still working and you'll miss the opportunity. So that's the first thing I do as a professional entertainer. I make sure that somebody's picking up that phone. And if it's not me, which it's usually not because I hate the phones, then it's my assistant Jolo. And he will woo you. He's got this beautiful gay charm. Awesome, hi, it's Jolo. That guy can sell ice to Eskimos. The person goes away, says I need to speak to my husband. We're still nice. We say, oh, what would you think your husband will say? And if they say, oh, I think that he might think it's a little bit more expensive and he might not want to do that, then we know that we can give them a slight discount, like a little tidbit, fishy, fishy, and they'll come in. Because who doesn't want a tidbit? I do. If they're not going to get sold over the phone, then we will send them this beautiful email with real snapshots of real life parties instead of just snapshots looking glamorous behind some sort of photo shoot because it's not real. People want real stuff. Then they still don't get back to us. They've got kids. So what we do is we call them and if they don't pick up the phone, we'll text them, hello, have you decided yet? We will keep badgering them. Badger, 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 badger. About every 2 or 3 months, we get somebody saying, leave me alone, go away from me. And we say, oh, okay, no worries, thank you. But the other clients are actually really happy that we've kept in tabs with them because they've run out of time. But the other clients, they're so happy that we've contacted them because literally they've just forgotten and they need a bit of a kick up the backside to go and do something about it. So then we're booked in with them. We get a deposit from them. Sometimes you can get the money on the day. It depends on how big you are. We've got 45 shows this weekend, so I don't want to be finding 45 shows worth of money coming in because it's too hard to count. So we do it by online banking or merchanty card thing called Stripe. Now Stripe charge a fee and it's something like an extortionate amount of money. On $310, which is our lowest performing show, they charge something like $20. $20? I don't want to be giving it to a merchant just because I put in a couple of 12 buttons, thank you very much. So you can do two things. On Stripe, you can make that fee go to the client rather than us. And I recommend that, like a processing fee. That even doesn't stop them. They're happy. Clients seem to be happy to pay the processing fee. I'm not. I'm always going to find the bank account details to put it in that way. I'm not paying $20 every time I book a ticket for something. And we recommend to the client to pay online banking. So we can guarantee keep that money, unless of course we need to refund it because we did a rubbish job. Maybe we forgot our skirt and turned up naked. So then we have the booking, we have the money, all those things. That's all just the admin side. Now this is the side which creates the connection. About 2 or 3 days before, I will phone up and say, "Hello Jasmine, so looking forward to seeing you." I always say I'm so looking forward to seeing you, just even if I've just read their name out and I've got like 6 shows on that day, because they want to feel special. And honestly, I want them to feel special too. Keep in your head, you are there to serve other people. Hail. Hail. I ask them about their child because really their child's the whole world, and I want to give that connection as a personal person. Now I want to give them that connection together because then they'll like me for me rather than just booking in a show. Do you know, if they actually like you for you and you do the worst show possible, they will still not leave a 5-star review. Oh, her show was absolutely awful, but she was such a nice person, I couldn't leave a review. On the sheet I go through the address, how many children they're going to be. I make sure also that if it says 3 to 12 years old, that I'm working out exactly how many 3, exactly how many 4, etc, etc. Because otherwise I'll end up getting there with a whole load of puppets and some funny bubbles and some face paint, and they're all 12-year-olds moping around with their Minecrafts and their guns and whatever 12-year-olds use, I don't know. So then gets to the part of the day where just before I leave, I get my little coffee, I blow up all the balloons. I always pre-blow my balloons up because basically I want a nice streamlined show, not me doing this. It just doesn't look professional. Depends what it is. Sometimes the balloon package is in the middle of the show, and that's fair enough. But when it's just a 45-minute magic show, they get balloon dogs. I don't do balloon swords like some other magicians do, because balloon swords, what happens? Pop, 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 pop. They just pop. Balloon dogs, it's like a token gesture. It gets me out of there onto the next show. It's all about sort of systemizing everything. I take all of my balloons in a big clear bag, which I get from IKEA. They're called dimper bags. When I get in my car, I check the time it's going to take to get there, estimated time of arrival, and I say to them, on my way, ETA, 10 past 10. Little smiley face, super Steph. And then I go to Google and I hit go, and then I go down below and it says share trip. Click on that, copy the link, send it over to your client as well. They'll be so happy. Oh, they'll be happy because it's like Uber. They can actually see you driving to their little house. When I've arrived there, I've already pre-arranged that I'm going to be going into the driveway or very close to wherever I'm going to be setting up. I come out of the car, hand out, hello, how are you? And a big smile and a big handshake. The handshake is basically saying, I'm here, I'm going to be doing your show, and you can count on me to do a great job. This is not good. Hi, hello. Where's the confidence? They want someone to take over the show. They want someone happy with a big smiley face. Now, if you like these tips, I've got a guide on the simple steps to become a well-paid kids party entertainer as a side hustle or as full-time. Now, I believe that this is the best job in the world, especially if you love working with children. So just comment below, give me the guide, and I'll send it to you. Or if you click on the link below, you'll also get the same guide. Now, this is a big top tip. If you have a problem, like it's raining and they've not left you a car park and you're out down the corner, around the road, all you have to do to remember is it's not what you do, it's how you make them feel. That's what you've got to remember to be a professional entertainer. You're there to make people happy, even at your expense. So whatever goes wrong in this show, whether it's parking, it's raining, they've put you outside, always be happy and dress it up as a happy person. For example, if my car parking is terrible, I'll always go in, hello, how are you? Oh, it's so lovely to be here. Hey, do you mind if I can just put my car somewhere else? Is that possible? Because I'm going to, and you give them a because I'm going to end up being late to set up and I have to leave on the time that's normal and I don't want to be cutting off your show short. And they'll say, oh, of course. But if you come in saying, hello, I just need the car park in the driveway, please, with this sort of deadpan face, they have already hated you. You could do the best show ever and they hate you for it. I always go in with nothing in my hands, except for my car keys, and say to the birthday child, "Hello, Jennifer, how are you? It's so lovely. I can't wait to be doing your party today." And I make it really exciting. Sometimes Jennifer's cowering behind her parents' legs, looking up at this weird lady. So sometimes you've got to read the room and step back a little bit and come down a little bit quieter if that child is very nervous. That's your key indicator of whether that child's going to be coming up on their own, or if you're going to have to choose some other children. If you choose some other children, I recommend choosing a child who's not scared and then saying, "Oh, we need to find somebody else. Oh, let's get Jennifer, the birthday person," rather than trying to drag that child up when they don't want to come up. When I'm dragging all of my equipment in from my car, I'm always doing this, smiling. Not like a crazy Cheshire cat, crazy man smile. Ha 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 ha. No, just a slight, oh, hello, hello. Just pretend that you're a celebrity and that all these people know you. And if you're not nice to them, then they're probably going to ask the Daily Mirror to come around and say how horrible you are. So pretend you're a celebrity already. Keep that smile on. Hi, yes, oh, so lovely, yeah, oh, that's great. I always make sure that I carry in my big backdrop first. My big backdrop goes up in the living room, and then I bring all my other stuff and I hide it behind the backdrop, because you want to look professional as you're setting up as well. Don't just have all your stuff hanging out, bags here, shopping bags of half props over there. Have them all neatly tucked away so that when you're setting up, it looks professional from the get-go. And when you leave, you need to pick up all of the rubbish with you. Don't just leave it scattered around everywhere. Bits of balloons, feathers, like bits of balloons that you used in the show and they've just popped. Just have a little skimp around. It doesn't even have to be everywhere, just a token gesture, so they think, oh, they look on and they think that person's trying to clean up after themselves. How sweet. I'm quite quiet when I'm setting up. I'm not one of those performers who has to be like this. Hi, oh yes, I'm on show right now. I'm a completely different person usually than I am when I do the show, mainly because my show is quite animated. I don't come out as me doing this. Hello everyone. My voice is different, my hands are different, so I need that change in character, mainly for my own sanity. So I put the props out, chatting to the children. As I'm putting the props out, I'm trying to memorize their names. It makes the show so much easier when you do that. I like to have all of my magic props on a table, the old school way. None of this dragging them up and down. I don't like it when a magician is bobbing up and down from a box every 5 minutes. I just think it looks unprofessional. Put it all there and it just looks like a magical wonder of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When you go into the big sweet forest and it's full of sweets, that's what I want my beautiful table to look like. Just different magical colourful props. I have parents taking the photos of my magic props and the backdrop because it looks cute. When I start the show, I have my microphone on, I put the music on about 10 seconds beforehand and kill all the other music so it doesn't clash. Bang, 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 like a big cymbal. I have my microphone on and I call everybody in. Hello, welcome mums and dads, and all the children, come on over. It's Jennifer's magic show today. Remember, it's not the Super Steph magic show. Nobody should care about you. It's all about the birthday girl or boy, or non-binary, whatever. When they all come together in front of me, I make sure that I try to get them between my fingers. Everybody get between my fingers, come on over, quick, everybody, this way, this way, this way. I never use a chain. The reason why I don't use a chain is I want to be like really in there with the kids. I want them like patting them, like whacking them in a funny way, not weird way. And the chain just says us and them. You don't really need it. As long as you know how to control the children, and that's what you do at this moment. When you see one of those children who've come up, and you'll notice them, they'll come up to you before even everything started. What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What are you gonna do? That's the time when you say, oh, Jimmy, because you know Jimmy's name already, because he's that type. Jimmy, I need you to sit right at the back for me because you've got big, strong muscles, and show everybody how to sit beautifully. That's my special security guard area. And Jimmy would be more than happy to go and sit behind the back. And then you've got him pinned in with 20 other children in front of him. He's sitting at the back, pick pick me, pick me. No way, Jimmy, you're not coming up here destroying my show. You're cuckoo. We'll call the birthday girl Jennifer today. Jennifer is sitting somewhere along the back with her friends. So I always make sure that I say, it's Jennifer's birthday party. Hello, Jennifer. And I will go to the first child that looks similar to Jennifer as a joke. Hello, Jennifer, how are you? Oh, you look so oh, what? Jennifer's not speaking today. She must be very quiet. And the parents sometimes come over. No, that's not Jennifer. That's oh my goodness me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Of course, there's Jennifer. Then I go to a boy who looks completely different. Jennifer, I'm so sorry. I thought that Jennifer was a girl's name, and you know, clearly you've got the short hair, and I did not know. And then they get the joke, and it's just a funny joke. And then I say, everybody, I don't understand where Jennifer is. Take your finger with the one that you pick your nose with. Which one's that? How joyful. And then you point to where Jennifer is, and I go along. Oh, is it Jennifer? There she is! Jennifer! Oh, that's great news! Happy birthday! But nobody puts Jennifer in the corner.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Come on over. Dirty dancing. Woohoo! So Jennifer then comes with a friend, if she's shy, at the front of the audience. Now, before I used to do this professionally, I used to think everybody deserves a chime to come up, not just Jennifer. That's rubbish. Do you know why? 2 reasons. One, that mum who's paid all that money, like $400 for my show, she wants Jennifer coming up. She doesn't care about the rest of them, except for the brother or sisters, so always get them up somewhere. And 2, the other reason is, when the other parent is thinking, I want that Super Steph girl, they don't think, oh, well, my daughter's already come up there and helped Super Steph. That's it, game over, she's done her bit. No, you only have that one child, which means that all the other children are envious. We want to be up there with the magician doing real magic tricks. They'll go home to their parents and say, I want to do what Jennifer was doing. She looks so cool. So Jennifer comes up, and again, I try and keep an eye on Jennifer. So I don't let her keep looking at all of the audience, because sometimes it freaks them out a little bit. Depends what type of child you've got. So sometimes if they're doing this, it means that they're freaking out slightly bitter. So you go, look at me, Jennifer, look at my eyes, look at my eyes. And that keeps it here so that they don't freak out. Now, if you like this video, please show me you liked it by ticking the thumbs up down below. And if you have any input for the next video, please comment below so that I can hear your point of view, as I do really want to hear what you have to say, because you have also got great ideas too. If you've got one of those children who are touching stuff at the back, they'll be like, oh, what's this, what's this, what's this? Just say, oh, and keep spinning them, like a little spinning top. And don't bring it up, because again, it's not what you do, it's how you make them feel. You don't want to chastise the birthday child, even though sometimes I know that it's pretty hard, very hard. If they're going a bit crazy, and sometimes they hit you for no reason, because they're like animals. Especially when it's a birthday person, say to the parents, hello, Daphne, would you mind, you can see I'm in Australia, can't you, Daphne? Daphne, would you mind coming over, please? And just holding on to Jennifer, because I think she's getting a little bit excited. And a little fun face at the other parents. The magic tricks that I do are not important. What is important is the relationship that I have with the children. So every time you have to think, are they laughing as much as they can? Are they making noise as much as they can? And are they visually doing something that you can take a photo as much as they can? So hands in the air. You know, as soon as you get that, the parents clicking away, and it looks amazing on camera 13 years from now, and they won't remember you saying, everybody put your hands in the air as high as you can and clap as loud as you can. Bingo wings, bingo wings, bingo wings. I will always make jokes for adults, like a Pixar animation, over the top. But sometimes now it's 2024 as I'm recording this video, you've got to be careful on what you say. And I have toned it down a lot over the years. I'll tell you one example. I used to say this line, you're just about to see the best magician in Australia within your mum's price range. I love that line. It's harsh. It's a little bit harsh, but it's not too harsh. But now I say within my price range. So when you're a kids entertainer, just make always the joke back on you rather than externally. You want to make sure that you are slip-slidey free of friction, but not too slip-slidey free that nobody actually cares about you. There's a famous magician called Mel Mellors, and I read his book. Can't remember what the book was called. Might not have even been a book. Might have been a video. And he said, people either have to love you or hate you. Don't be in between because you'll get lost. Most people love me and some people hate me. And that's okay. That's quite normal. I'm sort of like a Simpson version of a magician. The Krusty the Clown, Super Steph. But you've got to make it work to your personality. So if you're sweetness and light, be sweetness and light. But if you're a little bit grungy, then put that in. Just no swearing and no derogatory remarks. Also, with the connection of the children, I am always cuddling them. Not weirdly, just like, oh, not too long. That'd just be weird. I'm pretending sometimes to kick them up the butt. Get out of here. I pretend to smack them on the head. I put my hand on here and I smack my own hand. You cheeky monkey. It's all about keeping that connection physically as well as mentally. But you have to read the room. Have a look at the people's faces. Most of the time they'll be like this. And that's not because they don't like you, it's because they're just thinking, get me out of here, I don't know anyone, I'm just here with my child, I only have him on every other weekend because I'm a divorced parent and I just feel embarrassed being here. That's all they're thinking mainly. So sometimes that face won't give you anything. But you'll see other parents like this, oh, and you just hope that they're telling the truth. When you leave, pack up again backwards, which means that I keep the music on if they haven't got any music. Lots of parties don't have music, so keep the music playing, pack up nice and neatly. Don't just have all your stuff tracked around. You can put it behind your backdrop if you've got a backdrop, and I recommend you get a backdrop. It looks so nice. And when you say goodbye, go and find the parent that actually booked you. Don't just leave. Bye. Also, one other thing which I've been recently doing is at the end of my show, I say thank you so much to Jennifer's mum, Susan, for having me today. And I make a note that she's the person that's booked me in for the show. Do you know what? Because I've noticed that even as a 45-year-old woman, I went to the dentist yesterday and the dentist is saying, you've been brushing really well. And the feeling of, oh, I'm so proud that I've been brushing. My dentist is telling me how good I am. That feeling doesn't go away. Even at 45, so be kind to that parent. Look at her, super mum. You know, say that sort of stuff about Jennifer's mum, Susan, to her friends, and she'll be so happy that you're saying that to her. When you pack up the actual show, go and say goodbye, another handshake. Sometimes they'll even hug you, so you've got to read it. You've got to be ready for the handshake and then ready for the love. And if they hug you, that is it. You are in there again for the next year, probably for the next 4 years. I'm not saying do this to manipulate them, I'm saying just be nice, a nice person. Now, one thing I'm going to recommend you do not do is message them, thank you, I hope you had a great time. The reason why I say that is do not text them, because sometimes they'll text you back and say, I had an amazing time, thank you so much. And then you'll ask for a reply, but the contract has been closed. It's been closed. So send an email instead with the review, or send a text message saying, thank you so much for having me, here's the review link, so that they're replying right back to the review. So when you get home, write a couple of notes about them in your database. Not just like, oh, we had a great time, that sort of stuff, but make sure it's something that you would remember. For example, Jennifer's mum was from Mexico and she made this big giant piñata that looks like an old school sea mine. Like one of those big bombs with big points out, sticking out. I've only seen one of those in my life, so I try and find something which is unusual. And the final thing is, when next year ticks around, when you see the booking actually made, say for example Jennifer's a 6-week person and 6 weeks before the birthday she'll phone up, then you make sure that you are contacting her about 8 weeks at least before. Just send her an email or a text message or phone call, because lots of these children actually want the same thing over and over and over again. One of my daughters wants Catboy for the 6th time in a row. Not Catboy, not Catboy again. So those bits are the ins and outs of how to do a good magic show. Now you may think, Steph, you didn't talk about magic at all. No, because it's not about the magic. And that's the bit which is the most important part. It's not about the magic, it's about the connection of all of those tiny intricate parts which sets you apart from just any old magician. Anybody can buy a magic trick and do it, but it's the connections behind it that are the ones that give you the 5-star reviews. Now, if you want to find out exactly how to talk to your clients to make sure that they book in with you and not somebody else down the road, then go here, how to analyze your phone calls to make clients turn into sales and skyrocket your income and make your money tree grow. La. Bye guys.